In the last couple of weeks, I've had this hangout with Claudio, and I kept telling him that flies were banging into me all the time, like they just boom, boom. It's a bit annoying, really. Like I'm sitting there and there's a fly, bang, bang, bang. Anyway, he said that there'll be a spiritual meaning, and yeah, I was quite well. Anyway, I'm just going to read you what it is. The fly is seen by mankind as a source and dirty animal. But is that like all other animals? The fly is part of creation and fulfills an important link in the whole, just like you. The fly brings the following message. I help you uncover things others want to hide. Oh dear. Others want to hide. Isn't that just a brilliant statement for me? I help you uncover the things others want to hide. Yeah, so anyway, that's the message about a fly. So, yeah, there's a bit more here. Whoops, I'm going to get off that. I still feel like Hard News TV, I'll put wait, we're digging for the truth here. Anyway, oh my goodness, it won't do it. It's off now. I feel like Hard News TV at the moment, where we're digging for the truth. Part of her call. I got sent this by Billy Zig today. Zigararis, or however you say his name, from Australia. So that's what the Victorian bit is, because that's a state in Australia. But basically, the Victorian government pushed this new bill to detain conspiracy theories and anti-lockdown protesters and families. Well, I spoke to Trouble, who's also Australian, and she said, oh my God, and the families. How can it go to protesters and they're going to arrest your families? She said, these sound like stories from China. There is a video, I might look at that in a minute, but we're going on. The Victorian government will debate a new bill in the state parliament this week, which would hand authorities the power to forcibly detain conspiracy theories and people suspected to likely spread coronavirus, such as lockdown protesters and their close contacts. And yet when we do Black Lives Matters, that's totally different. That's totally different. Thousands of people can turn up for that one. A lot of people, I might add that little video, see it as political. It's all political. So, if you're a Black Lives Matter, it's not going to affect you. If you come round to my house and there's 6 people, you're going to get it. But if you go to the pub where could be hundreds of people, you're not. This is just absolute. I haven't got words to explain it. I'd like to go bleep, bleep, bleep. I'd like to swear, shout, scream, stamp. I'd like to stand on the top of my roof going, wake up, England! Wake up, for God's sake! But I can't. So that's what I'd like to do. Anyway, if passed, the Omnibus Emergency Measures Bill will allow the state to detain anyone they suspect of being high risk or likely to negotiably spread COVID-19, even if they have the virus or have been in contact with an affected person. So this is why they want your telephone numbers going to the pubs. They're going to use all that. I don't think these videos are anything, actually, because they have some really weird videos stuffed in with this stuff. I don't know, like Trouble noticed them. She said, what's that in there for? But of course they're all mingled in with this, so what do they want you to watch, the videos or the news? And the news is the most important thing, really. According to The Age, a state government spokesman said the rule could be applied to conspiracy theories who refuse to isolate or severely drug-affected or mentally impaired people who do not have the capacity to quarantine. Okay, well, this has been put in one of my groups. Anti-mask mob clash with cops in Trafalgar Square to protest against. And this is going on now, and I've had other reports that people are being arrested and all this is going on, and there's masses of police force just for a peaceful protest. Anyway, on with the video. This is happening right now. I keep adding bits to this video because I just wanted to stress that I think what they've done to us is they give us all these fake stories, fake wars, fake politicians, fake stories about everything. Even Crime Watch Daily, all that we're this mass of people always murdering everybody and we're on the rampage and all that to make us look like we... So they bring us in, especially over the what's case. so that millions of people now have their hearts on the line and they're deciding, oh, look what's happened at the story. So what it is they're monitoring us. They're monitoring us through places like YouTube, Facebook, the whole lot. And they're monitoring us, putting these stories out, and they can see what people's opinions are. Oh, this is terrible. Look what the husband did. Look what he did to his wife. Look at this, look at this, look at this. And they're trying to read. Because don't forget, it's cognitive engineering, which is what NASA are into. Already done those videos. Anyway, they're not into space, they're into controlling us. It's just utterly believable how people can't see that and think that space is real when they're into cognitive engineering. But anyway, what's happened is they've been doing this to us for a long time, and they suddenly go, we think that we have controlled the people enough now. So now we're going to do the next phase, which is what's happening now. Now, it was all right when people were giving their opinions on someone else's life, but now it comes to your life and it's actually happening to you. People are now standing up because they don't want it. They don't like it, they don't want it, and they see it differently. Just because we said, yes, that's terrible what that husband did to his wife, doesn't mean that we want all the laws they're giving us. So that's what's happening. We're not doing what they're told. Then we're not doing what they want us to do. We are rebelling too much. Well, then they shouldn't be doing it in the first place, should they? Oh my God. Those detained could then be placed in quarantine facilities such as hotels where they can be monitorised by authorities. I told you, when we went off to America in the 1800s, right, we started going over there, and then at a certain period, we were all quarantined into big buildings and they took our children. The same thing is happening now. They're getting caught, you know, they're telling you how bad paedophilia and all those things are, while at the same time making laws and doing things to us where they can take our children, doing exactly the same thing now. And then it carries on. On Sunday, police fined 200 people and made... So what? Millions of people live here. And anyway, they'd had to have arrested some of them because they want those figures. It's disgusting, isn't it? It's so disgusting to be used all the time. What's this? Right now. Will the legalisation result in anti-lockdown processes being deemed as high risk of spreading the virus? There is no virus, and if you get it, from your body, you detox. Resulting, we've been going now, being locked down, having our whole lives change, where I'm not working, where I haven't got a lot of money coming in right now. We're going through all this. While they're doing this to us, they're just pushing all the wrong things to us. What about millions of people who've lost their jobs? Millions who are protesting that their whole lives have been changed for something that's... Well, we know, don't we? So what's going to happen in a few months' time when there's millions of us like this? Millions, not just hundreds, millions that are going through this. This is a crime on humanity. This is a protest out in Australia. What does everybody think about what everybody's saying? This is... We've got one coming up in Trafalgar Square this Saturday and a week's time. It's just awful. If they weren't frightened of us, they wouldn't be doing this, would they? They'd just let us protest. Mind you, imagine all the other protests which they've lied to us about, which we would have believed. Oh, look at those people. Look at what they're doing. These people are standing up for rights. Your rights. That's it. No politicalness, no nothing. What's YouTube going to do? Take my video down?
Government are sick,
Fucking idiot, Dan.
they're going to be condemned to hell.
What do you want to tell?
Unity.
We need what?
Unity through community. We don't need to isolate from each other. You can't spread a sickness if you don't have it. I'm perfectly fine. Protect the vulnerable. That's what we need to do. We need to get the economy back on. Like, it's fucked.
I love the response here. I love that people are brave enough to show up regardless of the full-on fear campaign and tactics and all the bullshit that's going on. People have still shown up for truth, love, honour, integrity and freedom.
I had $45,000 last August. This August, $3,000. That's it, the JobKeeper. And all the people that sit back and they've got their cushy jobs, they're unaffected. It's the business owners that I'm fighting for, and that's why I'm here today. I don't give a fuck if I get arrested, because I've worked 30 years in this country, blood, sweat, tears, paid my fucking taxes, and now I can't even afford to keep my wealth. So what's the government going to do? The government's going to take my wealth to pay back all their fucking loans. Coronavirus, my ass.
Why do you think Dan Andrews' response to this one, or the police response to this one, is very different to Black Lives Matter?
Because Black Lives Matter was a political movement. This is not a political movement, this is the freedom movement. Simple as that.
Daniel Andrews is a Marxist. I've been saying it for 5 years. He's a communist. I'm a former Victoria police member who resigned in disgust recently because I can no longer, in good faith, work for this organisation or work for this government. They are disgusting.
We're well-educated people, and if you see what's gone on and you see what's happened, look, you've got to make your own mind up. But seriously, for me having to sack 75% of my workforce, it's a disgrace.
We should not be here. We should be at home looking for our family. But we have to stand up today because our right is actually not ahead. We are all here. We're not criminal. We have family. We don't want to be here. We want freedom.
I'm not waiting any longer. I've waited 6 months. I'm not waiting any longer. I've done the right thing for 6 months. I'm sick of it.
And it was very interesting that Andrew said that you can't arrest thousands of people if they want to protest, yet it's okay to arrest and intimidate and strike fear into people who are just sticking up for our basic freedoms, the freedoms that our Anzacs fought for. I mean, what do these people die for, Ravi?
I've lost everything.
What was your business?
I was a image consultant, hair and fashion designer. I do PT, I do all sorts of things, and I can't work. I have to live off the government. I've never done that in my fucking life.
My parents didn't flee a country of war just to come here and be treated like shit.
The government and the police allowed that rally to go ahead, but not this protest.
Because they're
Support their political agenda.
100%.
I could see
Will the League of high-spreading virus resulting in the forced detainment and mandatory quarantining of family members, work colleagues and close friends. This is disgusting. We've been locked down for 6 months as it is. What do they want to do? Take our souls away? It's not happening. Whatever they're doing is not happening. They're having to be worse and worse and worse about it. And then that's the picture that Trouble couldn't wait to see. Like, what the hell's that got to do with it? About it. That's it. And but there are some comments. So we'll look at a few of the comments. Fancy getting locked up for disagreeing with the government bullshit going down right now. Stand up for your rights, people, before you have none left. Once the law is passed, it will not go away. Sorry. Get my reading right. So yeah, does anyone remember? So that's right, that person's exactly right. That's why I'm making this video, to tell everybody these things are not going away. And what's going to happen is, once we're in total communism, is that what it is? Because there's no democracy, is there? Is this democracy, doing this to the people, lying to us, making all this news up? No. So we're going to find ourselves with the laws, and shut down, and in some kind of communism. Well, we're almost there anyway. That's what I think. There's no democracy. And, you know, I just remember that film with Arnie when he gets to Mars and he knows who the baddies is and he opens the door and on the television, there they are on the news. Anyway, watch the slippery slope, my friends, because once you allow them to coral you, they'll use any excuse to take out those they do not like. You are treading on dangerous ground as you consider passing 1984 type legalization. Too bad you don't have guns like we do here in America. We believe our guns are the only thing keeping our country free from politicians in line. Because now that cops are being shot for no good reason by ANTIFA and BLM politicians, will be the next target, and I believe they know it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, anyway, there are loads of comments like that on here. Loads of comments of people very, very upset. Yeah. Look at this. Enslaved. That's it. That's the word. Enslaved. Anyway, what's your comments on all this?